I'm live. Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? That's the one I didn't saw. So let me check. I'm live. Connection is good. We got people. Hi, MM. Bien le bonjour. Jenny, Dave. Ça va bien et toi? Moi, ça va. Doing good. We have got some nice prediction. A bit of sign of life on Bitcoin. That's always pleasant for bull, right? Yeah, you're missing the yak intro already. Well, maybe I will put it back sometimes. But yeah. So let's put some music on. I readjust the volume a bit here, it's too loud. Why? Oh, okay, it's moving. I understand now how it works. So like this, it should be good. Yeah, I readjusted the mic volume a bit because I saw that it was saturating slightly in the last video I made. So yeah, I hope it's still all good. Hello. So, the Yoke went on a boat trip here. So, do we have what should jump on your eyes right away is that crazy volume here on the aggregated spot chart. I guess we'll be able to use only Binance USDT chart soon, because realize what happened is that Binance started to zero trading fees for spot, and so I guess that's it. Don't know, that was trading algorithm starting, or maybe just somebody waiting for that to buy $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Who knows? Not sure either what this is gonna bring us. I guess it should be more as bullish. As you know, more volume should mean more interest. And now that could be used, as I said, for algorithm or wash trading. So maybe make like a fake interest in Bitcoin, and could be perceived as manipulative, maybe. Yeah, well, we'll see. I think from where we are right now, I feel we have the chances of keeping this bullish trend for a bit here. Well, we'll talk about all of that. Maybe I start with the low time frame right now, and come back on the higher time frame while I recap the high time frame scenario I'm looking at. And maybe before starting, we can just take a look back at last week. Last week prediction that is fulfilling pretty nicely overall. I mean, for the past weeks, it's not just last week. When we topped out here, I was looking for an ABC correction. At first, I was not looking for a higher high. but when we did make this higher high, so yeah, we still have possibility of a running flat or potentially an expanding flat. And yeah, that's what we got. And when we reach here with perfect target, 161.8 target, plus fast 5 waves finished. Yeah, 5 waves, like we can count in this. We say, yeah, now we're looking for the wave C. What did we tag on yesterday move or overnight move? We tagged the 90% extension of this ABC potentially on a log scale. Just made log because it was surprising it was precise. Now if I take the measure high here, on linear it tagged as well, so yeah, I don't know, but I had it this level recently for all time frame 90%, because usually for an ABC we're looking for 1-1 extension up to the 161.8, but 1-1 being the preferred one. And I realized that very often we see price being kept at the 90% as a front run. So I would have considered this potentially as a valid finished correction. Thing is, the sub count is not what I would like to see for this. Well, mainly because this looking finished. Well, let's come back on this. WXY here. Do we have a fib extension tool somewhere? No, it's not set. So if I take this to this low, we reach 161.8 to the tick. So potentially, yeah, WXY or 1, 2, 3. But inside we have a pretty clear leading diagonal here with a 1, 2. So yeah, maybe an ABC. That's why I made it WXY, because I cannot count 5 waves into this. I cannot find 5 waves into this. So potentially WXY. Alternatively, what do we have? Yeah, it's bearish one. That's making the recap from this morning. 1, 2, 3. If we find the top here as an expanding diagonal, and we could be coming back to the wave, to the low, to finish the wave 4 and then still make a wave 5. That would be very volatile. It seems a bit excessive here, because you see how this move already felt pretty heavy. And can we get this into a consolidation while it was already pretty heavy into a strong trend? It seems excessive to me, but yeah. And we have sign of lies recently. And otherwise, we have this potentially as a 1, 2 still keeping this as a expanding leading diagonal. That's what I prefer. Now, if you look at the extension, the 161.8, which is a preferred extension for wave 3 at minimum, have not been reached. That's why I think we might be continuing higher. Not so sure how and how high, if we do. But yeah, feel to me that we have a chance to continue higher. So good, told you, we can reverse fully here, we can reverse to bounce, or we can continue up. I guess you can hard, we can stay sideways. So like this you have everything. Now, I wanted to talk about the lower time frame. He's only guy I have to watch live because I don't understand at twice speed, lol. Not sure what that means. Usually people say that I'm talking too slowly and listen to me twice the speed, yeah. But anyway, so it looked like we have printed 5 waves out from this low right now. Okay, pretty decent volume. Now, if we look at obviously at Binance USDT, for example, that's look like bullish volume if we want. It's just crazy. It doesn't make much sense here because, yeah, that's just a jump in volume, like 20 times the usual volume. Not so sure how to consider this. I'm afraid it might lead to very different kind of price action that we might be used to, and yeah, that maybe it will become unpracticable. We'll see. Maybe it will just start to go crazy high. I don't know. I'm gonna keep focusing on what I can understand for now. And so yeah, I'm reading 5 waves up, and I have a potential completed count ABC. If you had access to my morning update, I talked about, yeah, possibility of taking these lows and maybe finding support here for continuation. We went significantly lower. I also say that 21k was the key level that I didn't want to see being lost, or I will become bearish again. Otherwise, I was still leading to a bit more upside, at least a bit more. We'll see if we go to 25k, or even if we are starting a bull market already. It seems ambitious. I think my feeling is that we're starting something that allows us to go higher, to get to feel more bullish sentiment, because yeah, bullish sentiment is regaining strength right now. You can see like the famous people, the famous YouTubers or Twitter guys that are always wrong are right now and are very bullish. So that's usually the guy you want to concentrate. But sometimes they're right. And yeah, it seems that bullish sentiment overall is regaining strength right now. So I think there is enough strength in it to push it higher and to sell into a bit more FOMO, a bit higher. That's my process about this. Now, so we have this locally. Let me maybe lot of things on this. Hide this for now. Okay, we don't need this. We don't need this. And yeah, I'm starting my count from the last significant swing. One swing, one other clear swing. So then I take my fib extension tool and I see we reached so 161.8. 161.8 to the tick. It can be an ABC or a 1, 2, 3. If it was a 1, 2, 3, we will have expect wave 4 to top out somewhere in this area. Now that we printed 5 waves, it seems a lot more likely that we finished an ABC move, corrective move, so that we have greater chance of continuing higher. At least, it could be wrong, but if it is indeed 5 waves, or the characteristic of it, we would expect at least another wave up to finish the correction. Maybe not making a higher high, and we could be continuing like a wave of corrective move like this, and continuing some kind of flat, I don't know. But overall, yeah, I'm looking to buy the retrace for continuation. Where will it be? Well, we'll see. So can delete this. You see as well, we tagged what? The 50% of front-running by a tick. 50% of what? Sometimes that's how I do things. Because, you know, low time frame count, especially on a 5 minute or 1 minute, you may have to redraw it off very often. It's prone to mistake, and I don't draw every count that I have in mind. But here, when you have overlapping price action like this, you don't really know where it starts. I'm leaning for, and even here. Eventually here I went for the scenario of this being an expanding diagonal. Maybe it is a 1 2, a 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, and that means we will keep skyrocketing. Not saying that's it. I don't think so. It makes more sense that it is an expanded flat. It looks right as it is. In fact, an expanded flat, it could also be 1 2 3 4 5, but yeah, now we went way too much high. It was possible still yesterday, right? Just checking. The value 5. Yeah, well. Anyway. So I went for this expanded flat at the starting from that low. That swing low. And then from that swing low, I went for leading diagonal. Again, because we have overlapping. So it might be the same thing. 1 2, I don't know, 1 2 or some kind of flat. So 1 2 and another 1 2, etc. But I think it was good enough as a leading diagonal contracting one, which would mean how did I make this? I think I made it 1 2 A B C for 3 4 5. Oops, yeah, something like this. I should have drawn it, but anyway, yeah, we have contracting, overlapping, so it worked fine to me. And we retrace to this, yeah, 382, about between 382 and 50. So valid wave 2. More precise in that swing, but yeah. Anyway, let's continue on this. So I take the length of wave 1 projected from propose 2. And yeah, we barely reached 261.8. So we have a good candidate for wave 3 as well. And yeah, so I took, for my fib here, fib retracement, I took the height because I'm not really sure of the sub count from this. And I look at which swing low does it make sense for this to be still a wave 4. In wave 4, I remind you, we look for a retrace between 236 and 50% mostly. And validation being always top of wave 1, but when we go below 50%, it's less likely a wave 4. So from this swing low, while we are way below it, doesn't make sense. From that swing low, we are reaching the 0.618, so probably not this degree. From that swing low, yeah, so we'll have to take from that swing low here. And that's the thing. In theory, we should take the fib extension from the bottom of wave 2 to the top of wave 3 to see how much we retrace wave 3 for the wave 4. But sometimes the fib worked better when we took it from the origin of wave 1 to the top of wave 3. And that's what it seems. We retrace 50% here. Overall, 1, 2, 3 makes sense. We reach a decent target for it. This is a deep retrace for wave 4 then, but we are still far away from the top of wave 1, so from the full invalidation. And overall, we retrace 50% of that move. Still considering it as a valid wave 4. So of this degree, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going for the fifth. Fifth of what? I think I forgot a bit what count I'm in with what happened as I was drawing it. The ID, so it's 1, 2, yeah, it's to reach 161.8 extension of this proposed wave 1 from this proposed wave 2, because wave 3 we target 161.8 usually. And you see we're missing still a bit. So it makes sense that we still have one more leg. And in fact, if I take the target for wave 5 from where we are right now, 0.618 aligning perfectly. Length of 1 plus 3 projected from propose 4. Target for 5 aligning with the target of the larger proposed wave 3. So we have really good confluence here that I'm liking. And you can also see we have a 382 retrace, which is a bigger one. The retrace from this move down, okay, 382 here. But it's a significant pivot, so we can expect maybe a significant rejection there. And just like this, we will have made 1, 2, 3, 4, but it means still 5 to finish to print the larger 1, 2, 3. Let me come back on the higher degree wave here. That I explained a bit the lower time frame. The lower time frame doesn't seem to be ready to bottom right now. It seems that the pullback gonna get long, so we have time for this. It's pretty strongly down right now. But so the idea is to have a 1, 2, 3 here. Let me hide this for now. Here, yes, we have a bit of incoherence, if I can say, because we have similar lengths for this 2 wave 1, and one that is lesser degree, and have a very shallow retrace for the smaller degrees and for the higher degree, which makes the 161.8 extension of that move below the 161.8 extension of that move. But overall, what we want for wave 3 is to go over it. It's better when we tag the perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 61.8 extension. But overall, it's important that we go over the 161.8, even if it's not something 61.8 level. Hope I'm clear on this. Yeah, let me just be clear. Complete. For this 1, 2, we want to go above 161.8 for wave 3, but we can stop at the 200%, 272, 241, 2414, 261.8, etc. But each time, something about 61.8 are the preferred for wave 3. Okay, that is said. So what was I saying previously? Yeah, we are looking to finish this 1, 2, 3 potentially up here. Why don't I have the same? Oh yeah, okay, I know. I did the same. That's a bit of a problem. I have to change it often. Well, there is a rule, but there isn't practice. And the rule says that to pull your fib extension for a target for wave 4, you should pull it from wave 2 to wave 3. But I often pull it from the top because it's more precise. It seems to be more precise on the price action. I was just asking myself why I didn't have the same alignment that I was saying here. Okay, tell me if I go too fast or if I'm unclear. So yeah, finishing 1, 2, 3, potentially 4, and we'll see, maybe we reach 261.8 for the larger wave 3. It would be already the 50%. So that's why I'm in between about this, because that means we still have a fifth, and overall don't really want to go above 50%. I mean, the invalidation, we don't really care, but the invalidation for this being a 1, 2, 3, 4 remain wave 1, so we have room. But when we start to go past 50% retrace, it becomes less likely wave 4. Now we're still in the band of we are building a wave 4 here, and we are going for one last leg down. But I might be wrong, in the sense that I thought might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the low is in already, and we started a 1, 2, and maybe in a 3 already. 3 that could go parabolic from here, or could print another sub 1, 2, and extend. Right. Let me check a bit the comment if you follow. Even many Elliott Wave people on CT are calling the bottom is in. Okay. On the other end, a lot of people are waiting for lower and they can be left behind. You bullish, we just lost 21,700 lol. What's the low of the wave 3? What's the low of the wave 3? Here, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we'll talk about maybe psychology a bit, how the market feel. Right now, I'm looking at lower time frame and making decision based on this, finding confluence of my fib level. But yeah, as always, I can be wrong, and maybe we retrace all the way and we broke and we continue, right? I give you scenarios that work for this. Now I'm looking at this price action and this especially. It seems that it wants to go higher. Maybe ABC. I mean, yeah, maybe it's still corrective if it doesn't go above that high. And maybe we continue lower. But this impulsive move suggests that we have another leg to come. Will it be an A, B, C, keeping below? Or 1, 2, 3, going higher? Right now we didn't lose anything. I mean, we didn't lose anything. We had a crazy move. Come on, I said pen. Gosh. Crazy move up. I get a crazy... everything is relative. It's not crazier than we saw here. Yeah, we have a deep retrace. Now, I mean, yeah. What is the standard target for wave 2? Let's select this because this is completed most likely. Standard retrace for wave 2. There is a golden pocket. We have a POC here. Now, this looks like it's only starting the first leg of a correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. So might get lower. It might even get all the way down as long as it doesn't breach low. Certain occurrence, you have a double bottom. A double bottom is often 1, 2, or 3 truncated fifth. In Elliott Wave, that's a bit incoherent. But as long as it doesn't do a tick below that low, it's still potentially a 1, 2. We're all good. Let's check a bit the order flow quickly. What do we have? Yeah, we have significant shorts here. Now we just want to see. We have a bit of absorption, so we had slightly bearish divergence between these two highs. Right? I'm looking at CVD on my Binance here. I wanted to look at FTX. We don't have bearish div on FTX. We have bearish div on Binance. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. And we have mostly short squeeze. But you see there was a lot of short building here. Not so much, a bit squeezed. but not a lot compared to what I've supposedly built here. And I've been closing all the way down and forming a large bull div with this low and this one. Didn't have a nice bull div here, but yeah. And yeah, I'm saying looking at FTX CVD, I say that all week long because I'm looking at Bybit orderflow. Also for the reason that there is neither Binance or Bybit on ExoChart's desktop application. But yeah, orderflow for Bybit have been very confusing to me recently. I think for at least for the past week, maybe since the beginning of the competition. It's essentially for the past week. And I figured out that we had a lot of more clearer order flow on FTX, at least for the CVD bull div. We see absorption div at each significant low. That what led me to long several of these lows. And we had significant bear div at the top here. Otherwise this morning, even here, that's where I showed the breakdown, in fact. Just because I saw, okay, we are still into bear div. So I was trying to long this, and at the same time I say, okay, I'm going for a short with a stop tight as I'm trying to long a swing for a pattern. So if I'm getting wrecked on the long, I got my short at cover rate and I take profit quickly. And I shot it several times here. But yeah, will be yeah. I would like to see bull div building here maybe, but we see that we've been most of the open entries that have been built here have been closed, taking profit. So long I've been able to take profit, short I've been exiting. Some probably in profits, some not. This allow to push price higher probably. Maybe. Not a lot of absorption at the low here. So why I saw this absorption, went long again here, finished auction. I was seeing this a lot clearer on FTX. Here we don't really have div. But also maybe because this move is due to Binance, so maybe we'll have to look at Binance from now on. Of course that doesn't work anymore. Let's make just adaptive. I like to have it on fix because on adaptive you have the same size if you don't have the same volume at all, different candle. Like here 7 million is the same size at 14 million, so I like when visually I can see the difference between two candles. But you have to adjust it depending on the exchange, depending on the time frame, depending on the tick size, depending on the day, etc. So it's a bit painful. Do we have absorption already? We have a lot of short that to build at the top only, on the fifth wave. And long started mostly here. 25 million. This is really high volume on Binance. I'm not used to look at this order flow. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's check. Try to do a 1 minute count, and after I go over the higher time frame for the one that, especially for the one that don't know about it. Seems that we have a wave 1, 2. Yeah, missing a structure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, so could be an ABC already. Honestly, could be the same kind of ABC that we see on the higher time frame, in fact. 1, 2 pretty long, small 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because you know, again, $161.80 is here. We can go a bit lower in 1 minute, doesn't matter. But missing the absorption. Volume growing, divergence of volume between the 3 and the 5th. Bit of increasing volume here, but now there's not much. Yeah, this is starting to curl up again with bull div on 1 minute. 5 minute didn't reach oversold yet. Might want to wait for this. We'll wait. Yeah, when true like this, what I want like to do is to wait for some kind of significant move, especially in terms of time that show that, yeah, I have leg and I have a lower one. And then I can start to pull my fib from these two to get the target for the last one and count from the last one. So I will wait for a larger bounce, and if it continues, well, I get stopped off my remaining short and I keeping the long that I've opened here. I took a bit of profit up here, as it was clearly 5, overbought, absorption, etc. Short it, but I'm delta long overall. And my stop remain below the low because this is where the invalidation here is. And I did not compound it yet because I don't see the sign. Let me check. Holy stalking. Oh, please let me be back at 21,100. 21,100. But that's below my count. Dude, don't want to see this. Please, not using order flow really at all, only at key level. Just wash all the way through. I think you have been killing it through. That's why yeah, to which it's technique. I mean, I like to use Elliott Wave. I like to use order flow for more precision in day trading. But with the fact that I've studied Elliott Wave so much, even if I try to not think about it, I cannot unsee it. That's sometimes a bit problem with Elliott Wave. You just cannot unsee it. And each time you see price action evolving, you see the numbers in the ABC even if you are not writing it down. And so yeah, even in 1 minute now I'm doing 1 minute, 5 minutes I'm doing Elliott Wave. Something that I often say, I often do not recommend. Better to focus, especially if you're starting Elliott Wave, to focus on a 1 hour or above time frame. 5 minutes can be extremely exhausting and misleading. Jenny want a lower low at 17k. So yeah, let's talk about higher time frame. Just get a quick look back because yeah, there's some capitulation and absorption here. Hey, I'm refraining myself from longing. For sure, it looked like we may have it might take a long time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, find a good support. If I get a nice bounce, and then overnight, take that low, and make a 1, 2, and go. That will make sense. Big pump, big quick pump. Slow down trend. Dead cat bounce. Overnight fake out. Because if this is impulsive, you cannot take that low. But if you want to trick a bit of people, you make another nice pump, maybe a really quick one again, and a very slow with ABC. Oh, okay, we are going back. Oh no, we are going. Oh, it's okay, and yeah, and we go now. Like, yeah, when you got like when you got quick price action like it, very often you got tricky price action after, because people that miss the pump try to get into a retrace, and it's not easy. Anyway, we'll see. And let's talk back about high time frame count. What I usually start with. Talk about the high time frame count, and we'll see if there's other data we can look at after. Maybe magic spreads. I don't think I have much on-chain data, but yeah, keep an eye on all of the stuff, sentiment, etc. analysis. And I wanted to, starting with Jenny chart. Jenny's chart, what it is. Because the count is pretty good, in fact. And you told me to do yellow wave 3 inside blue wave 3, reach 561.8, which is a nice target for wave 3 to the tick, and yellow wave 4 retrace 382 to the tick. This is not been my main count, you know. I've been looking at expanding flat mainly. 1, 2, 3, and ABC for the wave 4. But that was especially when we were into this price action, and even here. Now that we are going so much down, I mean, yeah, why not 1, 2, 3? That's what you made, right? 1, 2, 3, yes. Because in this you may do several things. 1, 2. So the idea is to have a 3, 4, and 5. It doesn't change. We have an ending diagonal for the top of 3, just a lesser degree 1, and the sub count 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. That's one of the alternative I had at some point. Yeah, you didn't make didn't make an ending diagonal, but an expanded flat for the smaller degree of 4. Anyway, that count worked pretty well as well. At the end of the day, it doesn't change a lot, because we are still looking at a 1, 2, and a 4. Just depend if we make our wave 3 here or here. It changes a lot because we don't count this the same way. In fact, it might allow a bit more time here, because we're really starting to make this correction, if we consider the top of wave 3 here, to be really long compared to wave 2, or even compared to wave 3. Let me take a look back at the fib time here. Yeah, 2. Well, not so much. We have, yeah, it's still okay. Still okay, because we are, yeah, for now, the proposed wave 4 is a bit more than once the time of wave 3. So the wave is supposed it is supposed to retrace. So between, I don't have a precise rule for this. As long as it is kept between, say, 0.618 and twice the time, it's enough for me to be a leg of the same degree. I believe this is something important, something that not every Elliottician do. Probably need to do more backtesting to be to maybe find a more precise pattern on this. But overall, yeah, I'm looking always to have some kind of harmony between the each wave of the same degree. Sometimes when you got extension into a wave, usually wave 3, it might be longer, and it's depending of the context. Wave 5 can be longer as well, especially if it is a terminal checkout, you know, grinding down into if it's a 5 final wave of bear market, grinding down into the extreme of a bearish sentiment, waiting for everybody to give up. So it's okay to have difference of time between each, but it's good if there is some correlation still. And it's always what I'm looking at when I'm doing Elliott Wave. And some will not. I know people that will count like a wave 1 like this, and a wave 3 that last 20 times the time, and say, yeah, that's it. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you're doing Elliott Wave like this, for me, it doesn't make much sense, because you can count anything you want on any price action. In the same way as I will say, okay, an ABC for me, it's just an ABC, even if it's go to the 561.8. And I know, for example, of flat, I think it's so crazy count that say, okay, here we are, what is this? Yeah, we have in A, this is a wave B, and we are going into a wave C. So you're telling me this is corrective. I know people that count like this. It makes absolutely no sense. This is not corrective. We don't have corrective volume. We don't have the psychology of a corrective move. This is a bull market. This has the characteristic of a wave 3. It's not anything else. Now it's debatable. Maybe wave 5 is in already and we are going into bear. There's always alternative, but you have to keep some rules, you know. And yeah, I like it. So that's why I'm keeping these rules, like wave C, it's below 161.8 extension, wave 3 it's above. Each wave of the same degree should have related time. Now sometimes you have to give more or less room to these guidelines, because it is guidelines to try to find the best count. It is not a hard rule, and you have to give it room, and sometimes you don't have any other way than changing your guideline. Like the thing I said, like ABC, now I accept a wave C that end as a 90% retrace instead of the 1-1 extension, 100% extension, yeah, it retrace, because I see it 10 times and it makes sense. It is a front run, and yeah, it's okay. But I don't start my count thinking of this. Yeah, that was just for the fun. And so yeah, my count overall remains the idea that we still have a wave 5 to come. I still believe Bitcoin didn't made is microwave 5. That's my opinion, not necessarily a fact. Now sub count, that's true that yeah, we're getting close to invalidation. True invalidation for wave 4 is the top of wave 1. Usually to look for the bottom of wave 4, well, you can draw a channel like this, and the bottom of the channel is a good target for wave 4. Now we are below it. You can also take a channel from bottom of wave 2, bottom of origin of 1, origin of end of 2, projected from 1. So yeah, usually this or the top, the corner here is a good target for wave 4. Now we are lower, so clearly we are at the extreme, or at the edge of me saying, okay, I'm probably wrong. I'm believing that we are still in a wave 4. Honestly, I'm starting to believe it a bit. At the same time, I understand that where we are right now, here is moving Encore VWAP, so the average volume on the trading view index, so spot aggregated chart. And you can look at on-chain chart as well. It says that, or even the 200 weekly moving average. We are below a lot of crucial support. So it is very bearish in a sense to be below this. Just the 200 weekly moving average, for example, it is bearish to be below. But when you understand that Bitcoin is still a volatile asset and tend to go to the extreme of the sentiment of the crowd, if we are indeed building a bottom here, building a bottom just below support, and reverse then, and everything that have been below this crucial support have been in fact accumulation, and at some point we do reclaim it and go, it become really strong. That might be where we are right now. We are at an extreme fear. We also see a bit extreme capitulation with all the hedge funds, 3AC and companies that are going bankrupt. So it's really extreme right now where we are. At the same time, if the industry want to survive, I believe it need to bounce from here. Maybe slightly lower still. But if it start to go to 13k, maybe find support at 13k or 10k, but at that point I will believe that we'll go into years and years of reaccumulation before potentially going into another bull market. So not necessarily what we want to see. Now if we can recover from here, we can from bullish reaccumulation where we are and reclaim, I'd become a really nice trap. Long 21,500 only, okay, good. And TP here. While I'm rambling, you already bought in TP, that's good. That's the way to do, guys. That's what we do at the crew. Learn to, to scalp your entry, or just scalp. I mean, yeah, scalping is a way to make money, whatever the market do, and it allows you to scalp your entry, so you can get into precise entry when you have enough, when you are good enough, and if you manage to enter here, and yeah, you can take profit already, depending on the size of your position. Maybe you take 50, 70%, 75% of take profit, and you keep your stop here, or maybe you make it at break even now. And if price this to go while you're still in a position, and if price reverse, well, you still made a bit of profit and you can long back. And always try, at least I always trying to be short and long at the same time. Long here, short here. Was long here. Bit late on this, by the way, so to try to take bigger profit. Short from here, long from here again. I think I short it here again. Yeah, and long here, and short here. Sometime, just wait. Sometime, just wait. I mean, here was potential short, as I would talked about it was expected. It was a potential short. Well, at least a take profit area, the 21,000. That's what we talked about during the week. So okay, I'm feeling this is going to go higher, especially because I don't have a completed count here. It seems that, yeah, it's missing something and there's strengths and the shot might look a bit too obvious. With big rejection, too big rejection, but that seems trappy because the time you realize you have a big rejection, you are already almost 2% away from invalidation. So it makes people short the low and get squeezed out, and that's often section due to that often. At least that's what it have been doing all along here. Doing big rejections and squeeze and big rejection, squeeze, big rejection, squeeze, big rejection and squeeze again and big rejection. And yeah, it continues. So why do it hack like this? Well, because it, yeah, just trapping short, and as long as there is people to sell, they can force them to buy back it higher. And that's also why this kind of price action, I say, it feel like it want to go higher. This feel like bear trip all along, and we went from a very bearish structure that doesn't look corrective. So a lot of people will say, okay, we need to make another move down. In fact, I say, yeah, there's high probability, well, this looks clean that we make a flat here. Maybe we don't. In fact, we don't. When things like this become so choppy, after we made a significant low, yeah, that kind of feel like a reversal price action. Tricky reversal price action. I'm rambling today a lot. I will learn French if it will make me a better trader. Not sure it will. We'll see. I'm not speaking English perfectly. Good enough to be able to stream to a few hundred people, I guess. But yeah, why did I learn trading with English-speaking people? I feel like French language is not adapted at all to to trading. The wording in French doesn't make sense. Oh, it's really, I don't know the word, but it's pompeux. And yeah, English is the best language for trading, I think. And that's why I learn in English, and I almost only join English-speaking communities. Yeah, the word that, yeah. I'm not finding my words here, but I know what I mean. But that to say you don't have to learn French to trade, that's for sure. For example, how we translate short in French. Okay, if I'm translating how we say short in French, in English it will say overdraft selling. We say vente à découvert. But short is way more like efficient. Go short, go long. Squeeze. Anyway. So we talked about item frame count. Mid-term frame count, I can come back on it, but I feel like I explain the same thing every week. It might be new people watching this video. It's not as very organized today, starting with different time frame all along. So when unsure, what do? Well, I start with the last significant swing high. last significant week high. Initially, I had a count that say we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. That's a valid count coming from this swing that say that we connect this leg to this leg to finish this one as a WXY, for example, or an ABC. If it's 5 waves, it is ABC. Now, yeah, if this is 5, it will be likely that the 5 is in already, because we already reached maximum extension we would expect for such a wave 5 here. We already overthrow it a bit. Now that's also why I deleted the higher degree count here. Because it's possible we are in an ABC, which will allow us to get still into wave 4 here and still into a small wave 5. That doesn't need to go much lower. Maybe just like the 1-1 extension on a log here of that move. That seemed kind of perfect to me. Perfect. Nothing is perfect. Again, you will see that here a length of wave 4 in terms of time is way longer than wave 2. Now if I take the time length of wave 3, we are reaching 161.8 of wave 3. In theory, yeah, what are we retracing here? At first I was like, okay, I should be comparing to wave 2 because there is alternation between 2 and 4 in theory. But what is wave 4 retracing? It is retracing wave 3. We have very quick, but relatively quick move down, but also very strong. And so a lot of despair and fear kicking in. Does it make sense that wave 4 take a lot more time to stabilize markets and to stabilize emotions and to bring back people into bullish sentiment, so it can go into a corrective move, big interest accumulating, defending support, and when there is enough liquidity for them to exit positions, they exit, and then they can defend the low again. Because that's how work accumulation and distribution. You build a range, not always horizontal, sometimes it is in some kind of trend. But you build a range, and the market operator, we call it's a fictive person, but that's the aggregation of all the market participants, who has a bigger interest, or the smart trader will sell the low, sell the high, buy the low. Accumulation. Now if it is distribution, they still buy the low, sell the high. It's just that they are selling more than they are buying. And if they are accumulating, they are buying more than they are selling. But every time it's still trying to find its balance, and the balance it's made by how much liquidity there is in the market, which is led mostly by sentiment and the crowd sentiment. Well, mostly in part, because in such condition it's not only crowd. I mean, it's not only crowd capitulation, not only retail capitulation selling into bigger interest. There is also big interest fighting against each other, and especially here we experiencing hit because of what you know, the bankruptcy and liquidation of the big hedge funds, for example. They have been hunted by also big interest, most likely, that are able to buy back what they sold them higher. Also to say, yeah, big player can also be dumb, or at least I'm trying to find a word that is less aggressive than dumb. Not very cautious, we'll say. not cautious enough or not have the right reading of the market conditions or being trapped by someone else. All that to say, yeah, big players are fighting also against each other. It's all a game of liquidity. Where do you find the liquidity? You need big liquidity when you have big position. Is it long every retrace season? I wouldn't say that. For sure, we have some sign of strength. But yeah, as I said, I'm kind of expecting. I'm kind of staying ready to the possibility that we come back down. To remain my favorite scenario. And I was a bit unsure for a bit that we wouldn't go much lower. Now I'm regaining bullish confidence over time. Now that I see that range that is building, that range that I wanted to see. Not saying that we will not break down. But I think there's still possibilities that we take the low. I will come back on the Wyckoff chat to explain this a bit. That's my favorite one. Well, since I'm not reading live, I'm not sure which one. I should make the chat is not in the right corner of my screen. I have my monitoring screen on the right and the chat on the right, so I'm not really seeing it easily. Yeah. I could see it front running through, not taking the low. Same as last time. Yeah. Not. Yeah, I guess you're talking more low time frame. We have a good reaction here, but yeah, could this be still wave for A and B and C maybe? Right? We'll see. I'm surely seeing a bit of nice structure here. There is not a lot of volume yet. This could be the kind of tricky move when we go a bit above 161.8 and still come back under. And you might go to think, okay, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and no, it was a big wave C here. Or maybe we just stopped here. Please. Yeah. Let's continue on the higher time frame. So that's the idea. Maybe it's not impossible that wave 5 is in. And the low is in. Say it's not impossible that wave 4 is still in the making or about to finish here. And we still have a wave 5 to come. This wave 5 could take a long time to come, or it could be really quick. I would prefer it to not go much below 17,000. I want to see a strong buyback if it happens. I want to see a strong swing through pattern with a lot of volume trap and buyback, and yeah. That's what I want to see. But I'm keeping in mind, yeah, we have lower level we talked about a few weeks back. It's true. What chat was this Coinbase? Maybe I made this. I mean, the true, yeah, that's the alternative, bearish alternative. 1, 2, I might be still in a wave 3, especially if we reach 14k. We could find support still, go for a 4, a 5, find support, golden pocket 9k. We have a strong support, but then we starting to make 5 waves down, and that doesn't mean we cannot have a nice bounce, maybe even to 30k. This, or maybe die. It's a bit hard to predict forcing such bear markets. Like you don't have the nicest structure here. You see, it's subdivided weirdly. I will rework on the past count and show you that, by the way. But we have, yeah, crucial support on 9k. That's true. We have interesting one, 12, 14, 15k. And yeah. So by the way, I'm not seeing this retracing to the street too precisely. Oh, the yellow for you were talking about this one. So yeah, that's the bearish count. Let's take a look back on the Wyckoff chart since I have one. Or I should have one. What? Weekly analysis, not so right. Too much charts. Wyckoff. Not 5 minutes, I want 4 hours. Okay. So yeah. So I've been talking about that for quite a while. Initially was looking at preliminary support here and might have been a selling climax here, but since we got much lower, I ended to make my selling climax here. So what do we have? We have bigger interest starting to attempt a reversal or absorbing the selling and preparing for a reversal. The early buyers are coming at the preliminary support. It's early buyers. It's also shorts closing from higher smart traders that start to flip from sellers to buyers. And we know there's a lot of known Bitcoin maximalists, for example, that have a bit of money that say, yeah, here I'm starting to buy. It is the 200 weekly moving average, so it is a crucial long-time frame level to hold. So the smart Bitcoin spot traders buy at 20k, they are not selling. And most don't capitulate here. But we have preliminary support, selling climax, a little automatic reaction here, but overall this is automatic reaction. Automatic reaction, it is late shorts being squeezed, capitulation being squeezed, secondary test, retesting a higher low, little trust above the automatic reaction. An automatic reaction retests the area of the preliminary support. Then we go in what I wanted to see, a secondary test in phase B, here as a higher low. So that's also why I think there's a high chance that we come still a bit lower. So we'll see how volume evolve here. It's an aggregated spot chart, including by Binance. So it might fuck up the Wyckoff view here, but that's how it is. Because usually we look at volume. We have selling climax with lower volume here. At least we have diminishing selling interest with a bit of acceleration, which was worrying me. But we had a recovery out of it, and we had a retest, and we are going back into the high of the range. So starting to feel better looking at this as a range. But usually a range takes a bit more test to go. So here we are going into some kind of show strength up trust. That come to the high of the range, trap a bit of late buyers, FOMO. That's why I would like to see the high, more of the high taken. At least took this one, that's why it could have been enough. And we had value at a high of the range, but you see we have significant move out of it. So I will be okay to see a significant move out of it as well. On the upside, trap buyers, come back inside the range, make the value area a bit wider here, with value area low and high getting wider in the range. And what happened usually to this? So we have our in climax automatic correction, secondary test phase A, and here we are in phase B. Phase B is usually the longest one. And we end a reaccumulation structure with a phase C, reaccumulation or distribution. again, distributional accumulation. There will be buying at the low, selling at the high. That's how we want to trade whatever we think. We have a bias. Each of us have a bias. I have a bullish bias, making me a bigger buyer overall than a seller. And I want also to be part of the one that defends the market rather than try to kill it. And overall, Bitcoin, I mean, it's a bullish asset. So what was I saying? So yeah, there's always buying and selling. So that's what we do. We sell at the top, whatever happened, and we buy at the low, whatever happened. And at some point, the range breaks truly. And one position is a loser, we exit it, and the other win. And the good things by doing this is that you still take profit on both sides, obviously, and you flip a bit the position. But of course, if I'm going short here and taking profit on my long, if I'm getting stop, I'm losing a bit. But if I'm starting to see really more strength and it doesn't going to come back, well, I can allow to position back, to compound back on a retrace more aggressively, especially knowing that my entry is still a lot below, so it move up my average entry, but allow me to be more aggressive. Doing a lot of trading is starting to look like a so yeah, wave C, final one, can be a higher low or a lower low, but we need to see this phase C. And wave C, here what I would expect is this happen like I'm expecting it. That might change depending on the market condition and the evolution of price action. If we do a wave 4 and go for a wave 5, so then I would expect the wave 5 to take a long time, either by doing like small that can bounce each time with swing fair pattern, something that is really complicated to count, or maybe something even more volatile. And I'm expecting something complicated. I'm more leaning to, yeah, this is dying slowly, or probably a bit more trappy with things that look like a bottom each time, potential bottom, with counts that say, yeah, it look corrective, etc. And it keep going down until it finds the liquidity and liquidates all the deep buyers. Buyer retrace, the one that meets the pump and say, okay, if there is a retrace, I'm going, oh nice, there is a retrace, I'm going in. Oh, or I miss the bottom, it's nice bottom, now I have an invalidation, I'm going all in right now. That was a nice retrace, and oh fuck, and I'm going back in again. And like this, you squeeze down all the liquidity, all the bullish energy until there is none. And until you liquidate everybody, and then you make a spring, and then you start to go back up pretty strongly. So that's the kind of behavior I would like to see. And yeah, long wave 5. That, yeah, and you know, we are entering into summer. This could come pretty quick. So I don't know. It makes sense to do that over summer. Like, average retail, even the professional will give up a bit, especially if the price action look crappy and there is no volume. And you know, now it starts to feel bullish because we break the structure, we reclaim the 21 moving average, or whatever. And if the price actions start to look crappy and there is no volume, people will give up, or at least make a stop below this and say, I'm out of the market. If it's to a lower after such a long range, it will just die. And no, it recover in the middle of summer, when, yeah, everybody is out in holidays, trying to think about something else. That's everything they lost on the past 6 months, trying to buy Bitcoin. I don't know. That's a bit the idea I have for the moment at my Evolve. Knowing that we have a few, at least one bearish event happening. Apparently, the MTGOX refund funds are going to be sent to the MTGOX customers. You know that I think 150,000, I think something like this, Bitcoin are going to be reimbursed to hold MTGOX customers that lost their Bitcoin into the 2014 hack. So they have still a pretty heavy profit from when they bought it, even if they are not having back all of what they lost. Not sure, it's maybe something like 30% if I'm not wrong, in terms of Bitcoin, but still more in terms of dollars. And so it is supposed to be sent to them like before August, if I understand well. I posted the link. You can, again, I'm not English speaking, so I understand something wrong. You have the link here to the official document. Restriction reference period from approximately the end of August this year until all part of the repayments made as initial repayment is completed for safe and secure repayment. Blah blah blah. But that's potential supply, especially if the price action look weak. And you know you are average Joe. You say, okay, that's starting to look really bad for Bitcoin. I see it for years, but right now what I'm seeing, it looks like it's looking bad, or it's going back to 9K or 3K, so should sell this now. So that's a lot of potential supply. Yeah, I'm not sure how much, again, maybe you know. Hi, my friend, not quite good. Sorry to hear that. My big short liquidation call is 24.4. Hi. Hi, that's not good. Oh, well, you liquidated, I guess. Yeah. Is what? Oh, 24, not 21.4. 21.4. 24.4. Yeah, that's potentially where we go. Potentially. Maybe not. It's also possible that my account is... this account is not the right one. And maybe we'd find resistance at the 1.1 and we come back. Maybe. We have... Yeah, now that I talk about a lot of things, I think I'm gonna wrap up soon because I need to buy some food and it's gonna close soon. But yeah, what do we have here? We have 200 4-hour moving average and 4-hour of boats and bear div on the building here. So potentially a strong resistance, you know, 200 moving average, simple or exponential resistance, especially with confluence of boats here. And here as well, slightly reaching overbought. For overbought here, the top, it was above the 200 moving average, but yeah. Also, yeah, so that's why the potential for big rejection here. Also, if we start to claim that back, that start to feel good and fuel a bit more opium, FOMO, and the chart look also more healthy. It's attempting more reversal. So then it doesn't mean it can not go over under this moving averages, but it yeah, it's making a range. We are in a range. We are confirming that we are in a range right now. Let's see if it's accumulation or distribution, and if it does complete, or and it does not like reverse fully and BART up, because BART is a serious crypto pattern that will be learned into financial academy soon. But yeah, for our, where it is for our boat, for our overboat, always linked to a significant swing top in the market here as well. Well, here here you see it's a sign of strength. We're getting into 4 hour overboat, but we don't reject here, and that was a strong sign of strength for our overboat, but still go into a bit of consolidation here as well. Upside consolidation with a flat, then go into a bearish div from here to here, so from 55 to 67. So we are into bear div and mostly overbought forward. So it doesn't mean it cannot go more higher, you know. It's usually, but in the trend here, in the downtrend, it has been linked to swing high each time it reached such level. So is it here, or is it a sign of strength? Are we going to consolidate and continue higher? Are we going to do a bit more of a boat and reject here again and come back to the low? But yeah, so there is that. If we go on the daily, we can see. I want to take a clear chart. What way is a clear chart here? This is clear. Yeah, we have this level as well. I forgot. Anyway, I can talk about everything. Yeah, anyway. 21 moving average on a daily. That's also a pretty important one. Tend to follow the trend, you know. There's a trend here, we'll go a bit above, but you see how, yeah. And when we claim it, we are into a range, crappy range by the way, but resistance, the same as it is support in an uptrend, tend to be support as in an uptrend. So we are claiming the 21 moving average. Nice sign of strength to see. We're claiming that resistance, which is also resistance here. So we are breaking a RSI resistance on a daily time frame with curling, with curling up from oversold condition, with, well, not really bullish div, but you can consider it because you have almost equal closed. So it's almost a double bottom, and you have significantly higher. It's not a real valid bullish divergence, but I consider this still as some kind of sign. And we are breaking trend. So yeah, there is sign of strength here. So I think there is room to go higher. And it gives more strength again to the idea that we potentially are building a reversal range. Here we go, a bit of opium for the day. Yeah, magic spread seems to be more of a seller. Yeah, so I am one of the reasons I'm not especially leading to the idea of a BART recovery sending us to crazy high, and potentially finding resistance soon, more or less soon, because I can see them selling for a long period of time. But we have 2,000 bitcoins sold on Bitfinex, so it's slightly significant. Now, compared to the 70,000 market buy from Binance, I'm not sure that is significant at all. I'm not sure how price didn't move bigger than this, by the way, because yeah, Binance USDT on a 1 hour. No, it is. Is the volume in? No, the volume is in BTC here, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, volume should be in BTC on Binance USDT spot, because on USDT contract the volume is usually in dollars. No, in Bitcoin, and the perpetual inverse is in dollars. Yes, million. Okay. So yeah, that's really, yeah, that's it. At like 200,000 Bitcoin of market buy on Binance. I have to check this. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I'm buying this to let it die right away. Doesn't make much sense. Also, how is buying as much as what I've been bought in all the range only makes this of a move? Or is it just wash trading already? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Long closing significantly. Yeah, 1,000. That's not a big. Well, that's probably part of the 2,000 sales on Bitfinex. Value area, and VWAP. What do we have? A sign of strength. Again, we claimed weekly VWAP cloud deviation. We claimed previous week deviation up that we retested in fact today. Next significant seems to be at least 23k in a weekly. A monthly. I started a new month again. 23,400. It seems that it wants to test this previous monthly VWAP close. Quarterly. It's a bit tighter here, but yeah, right now it's at 22,800. The previous monthly deviation low, knowing that we have older ones on the quarterly that we are evolving it, and it's also targeting more or less 23k. It's a quarterly, so it's less precise than a weekly, for example. Oh, it seems that it wants to go. That's what I'm feeling looking at this. And yeah, on a yearly, so we still have this downtrend as well. Yeah, we have 16,000 previous yearly deviation. So that's why I don't really want to go back below this in parts, because getting acceptance below this, it means 11k, but eventually low. Well, BTC was 600 USD in 2014. Yeah, that's pretty nice for the ones that are still, yeah, that are recovering BTC from that time, right? Unfortunately, myself, I had an empty GOX account, but there was a big thing that we were saying at that time is that don't keep your BTC on exchange, because if it is on an exchange, it's not your BTC. And so I didn't keep them on empty GOX. Otherwise, I will still be holding that BTC. So I didn't lost any, but then I probably sold Well, anyway, I sold in at the top at the time. Price action from 67k to 69k was so scary. Yes, it was. Very, very. Still managed to catch nice top. Thanks to magic spread partially. But yeah, was looking at that big flat as well. But the top, I didn't really catch it as the top. I was looking initially, I remember this as a potential flat here. Because we have 3 moves. That's how, you know, sometimes Elliott Wave is confusing. I have a 3 moves, so it cannot be the final 5th in theory. In fact, that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, whatever. But by having a 3 move at retrace between the 90 and 123 of wave A, I shorted here to play a flat at first. And then that shot ended to be the swing. That was not easy. I was more looking for the top here. Seeing selling here, and that squeeze was kind of complicated. And that might be the similar squeeze that we are seeing right now. Similar idea. Thanks, bro. Traveling to France and playing in Provence next week. Nice. Nice. That's really nice in Provence. South of France. Love it. Enjoy, my friend. Yeah, I should be going out more, but I'm so much focused on trading lately. My private life is a bit on the side. I will try to do something else tomorrow. Go a bit biking in the mountain, maybe. And with a bit of chance, if Bitcoin slow down during the summer, yeah, I would like to go see some music. I guess you'll enjoy. That's really, yeah, nice place to be in the summer. Also France, Provence. Love it. Anyway, with that, that was a good talk. Thanks for watching, everybody. I think I'm going to wrap this up. So remember, I'm just look back the beginning one. I think I'm looking still at a bit more upside for now. At least one more. Where is my chart? I think there's, yeah. I don't want to be too much aggressive on short unless we lose back 21k. If we lose back 21k, that's bearish. As long as we are above, I'm looking, yeah, 23, potentially up to 25k. That level is kind of crucial with me. So yeah, thanks everybody. Appreciate all of you. Hope it was helpful. Don't forget to take a step back from the chat as well. Go do something else. Share time with your loved ones. And yeah, don't forget, the only thing you control in the market is how much you lose, so risk management is key. And I see you soon. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to like the video.